So, I want to talk about the relationship between Regina George and Janice in Mean Girls, which has often been simplified into a story of Regina being the villain. But if you look closer, it's clear that Regina was not lying. Janice did exhibit behavior that bordered an obsession. And this dynamic reflects a broader reality that unattractive and average looking women often develop grudges, entitlement, and fixation towards women they perceive as beautiful. And Janice displayed the typical behavior of someone who could not let go. Even years after their friendship ended, she still carried resentment and bitterness toward Regina. And she positioned herself in the school field grass every day to watch Regina's every move. And this kind of fixation is common among women who feel overshadowed by those they consider more attractive. The psychology of ugly and attractive friendships is that ugly women often become deeply preoccupied with attractive women when they become friends with her. That's why I feel like I don't want to be friends with someone who ugly or unattractive, because oftentimes their obsession is really weird, and once you detach from them, they'll watch you from afar. They'll criticize you or even hold grudges because they don't have that type of beauty presence like the attractive women. So even though Janice was not friends with her no more, she kept meeting at the school field grass every day. Instead of accepting boundaries, she feeded into her obsession by holding on to perceived wrongs. And oftentimes the result of this is a cycle of bitterness. The attractive woman moves forward while the ugly woman clings to the past, unable to detach from the one she envies. And it is true that Regina's words were rude, but if we place ourselves in her position, her reaction is understandable, because if someone openly admitted to being obsessed with you after you made it clear you no longer wanted a friendship with them, and if you watch the clip when she told Katie about calling Janice out about being a lesbian, which I think that was good because she was helping Janice identify her sexuality. Like, you're a lesbian. She told her personally on the phone. No, did she tell her at the party or on the phone? No, she told her personally, like, you're a lesbian. There's going to be other girls there, and I don't think you should come. You like girls. Regina's cut-in remarks can be seen as defense mechanism, but she's asserting boundaries. And I think when you're an attractive woman, you should assert boundaries like that, because a lot of times when you're attractive and you don't assert your boundaries like that, people refuse to respect your space, And who knows what would have happened if she let Janice, who's a lesbian, come to her party. So the message was simple. You're a lesbian. Stop thinking about me. Stop watching me. Stop following me. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. So, because when attractive girls assert boundaries, it comes off as bitches, but maybe pretty women should assert stronger boundaries more. The clip, where Janice is with her friend sitting on the grass and then Regina comes out, I never thought about that, because I'm like, okay, this is kind of a coincidence that they're no longer friends and Janice is sitting in the grass where Regina comes out every day at PE. The clip shows that Janice has been harboring resentment for her over a decade. They met in middle school. 10 years after their friendship ended, she was still sitting metaphorically on the grass stadium, holding on to anger and bitterness because she couldn't exist in Regina's world anymore. And that level of attachment is unhealthy and reveals how ugly women often fail to let go of friendships with attractive women. And instead of letting go, most of the time, they resolve to stalking, grudge holding, and obsession. The Regina Janice dynamic is more than just a subplot in a movie. It highlights a real pattern in female friendships shaped by beauty hierarchies. Ugly women often feel entitled to attractive women, developing fixations that manifest in stalking behavior and obsessive attention. And Regina George may not have been gentle in her words, but she was not lying. She implied Janice's behavior was rooted in obsession. And then, if you really think about the way Janice became friends with Katie, she was even obsessed with Katie. Her obsession with Katie did show at the end when she didn't make it to Janice's recital or whatever, right? I didn't really see the problem with it. I didn't really see the problem with it because Katie went to go see her man, her crush, at the party, and she was hoping to get with him. And like, most of the time when you're friends with attractive women, when you're an attractive woman and you're friends with other attractive women, you already know like how they move. A lot of times they be trying to get with a guy they've been liking for years, or sometimes they are emotionally withdrawn. But Janice responded like a ugly average woman. Why you didn't come to my recital? I'm mad at you. That's why you're a plastic now. And don't go telling people I have a lesbian crush on you. Like, she was obviously, Regina's statements was made clear. And she told Katie, don't be around her. Like, don't be around her. She's conflicted and obsessed. But anyways, in truth, boundaries must be respected in obsession. An obsession, no matter how disguised, must be recognized for what it is, an unhealthy attempt to cling to someone else's privilege.